Good looking now, G.
Anybody ever tell you that he made you beautiful? Beautiful. Anybody ever tell you that he God made you beautiful? Beautiful.
Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious.
Full-figured fashion. Fashion is a way to express our personality, our mood, and even our creativity. We can think of ourselves as artists and our bodies are the canvas. If your canvas is curvaceous, then today's show will give you tips on how to turn your style into a work of art. We will also discuss how self-image and self-esteem can affect your ability to dress your best. Fashion stylist Anthony Henderson joins us for today's discussion. Stay tuned, the hype begins right after this.
I'm Al Butler from 900 AM WURD.
I'm Charisma McElwain from the CW Philly.
Hey, what's up? This is Kyla Pratt.
Hey, what's up? I'm O'Shea Loren from 100.3 WRNB, and you are watching The Hype.
You're watching The Hype.
And you're watching The Hype.
Hey, what's up, people? It's Sleep, aka you're gonna finally hear my government, Eric Coleman, coming to you live from Philly Cam. Sports enthusiasm. Are you enthused? 6 o'clock on Saturdays, channel 66. Check us out. And we're out of Rand's crib.
Hi, this is Jennifer from the Dumpster Players. Watch Dumpster Players Presents here on Philly Cam for the most fun you can have with your clothes on.
Everybody, I'm Tiffany Bacon from Praise 103.9 FM and 100.3 WRNB, and I want you to check out our show, The Hype, every Thursday night at 6 o'clock right here on Philly Cam.
Yo, this is the boy Ronnie Brown from Franchise Live. You know what I'm saying? Music video show. Right now, you in tune to the #1 station on earth, Philly Cam. And I always say, every time I type a letter to Philly Cam, I always say at the end, Philly Cam rock on forever. Stay tuned.
If you're an African-American girl between the ages of 14 and 18 and you'd like to participate in our workshops, please visit our website on the screen.
Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Welcome back. Make sure you guys give love to our hype DJ Supa, spinning the music from local Philly artists. The Hype Squad today includes Vanessa and Latoya, who will be making sure that our guests and our audience has a chance to answer questions. For now, we'll be with our guest, Mr. Anthony Henderson. How are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Great, great, great. So our whole show right now is talking about fashion. So to you, what does fashion mean? What is it?
Well, I'm so hyped about fashion. It's crazy. Fashion is my passion.
Yes.
It's my livelihood. It's my life. I love fashion. What it means to me, it means, first of all, every day you have to put on some type of clothing. So it means it's very important to me. That's what it really means. But I love fashion. I don't know what I would do without it. I really don't.
I think I even like how you said every day you have to put on clothing. It's kind of like you can wake up every day and decide who you want to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. You don't have to I say everybody is a model. People say, oh, I'm not a model because I'm too thin or I'm too full-figured. Everybody's a model. You have to get dressed every day, correct?
Yes.
Right. All right.
So just leading from there, how would you say fashion has changed over the year, and how has it impacted history?
Oh wow, how has it impacted history? Since the ages, it's so funny. I wore a pair of sandals to church one day, and people was like, "Oh, you don't wear sandals to church. You're supposed to dress up." I'm like, "Well, Jesus wore sandals." So in the beginning of time, fashion, it was fashionable to have on sandals, but it's revolving all the time. Fashion trends are always changing, and it's hard to keep up. So I just say, be yourself. Wear what you love. Wear what feels good. But it revolves all the time. So it's really hard to pinpoint. You know, if you're on the West Coast, you dress one way. If you're on the East Coast, you dress another way.
And even with that, I feel like, you know, certain eras in history, we can pinpoint certain fashion, like icons or things. Like I think of bell bottoms, you think of like, you know, the 80s.
Yeah.
Or you think of like mini skirts, you think of like Beatles time.
Yeah.
So it definitely
polka dots, the 70s. Yeah.
So what does it mean to you? Because we're talking about how it's changed over history. How has fashion changed for you from the time you were a child to how you've come into your own?
Wow, I remember being a kid, getting on the airplanes with my parents, traveling around, and they would put me in 5-piece suits, and now I get on an airplane with sweat clothes on.
You used to be in 5-piece suits on the airplane?
Yeah, back in the day.
Like some Asian stuff.
I know the audience, we're all young here, but back in the day, you used to dress up to travel. It was
that's how my mother still is.
Absolutely,
yes.
So nowadays, people are just, you travel through the airport, people are just slumming it and just trying to be comfortable for a 6-hour flight, you know, from the West Coast to the East Coast. So I just like to be comfortable when I travel, but fashion is just like I said, it's in the eye of the beholder. How do you look at fashion, how you describe fashion is all based on how you feel and where you're located.
So as you were growing up, were you always into fashion? Because I know they're not everyone wakes up and they just know what they want to do. How did you get to that point?
Well, that's so funny. A lot of people don't know a lot about me, but when I was in high school, I almost wore the same outfit every day. I was so busy trying to get that morning class, you know, that class that starts at 7 o'clock. So I was like, you didn't really care about what you put on. And right after I got out of high school, I got a knock at the door to become a wardrobe stylist. I was on a set just like this, working behind the scenes, and I liked it. It felt good, and I just started getting involved in it. And I was like, hey, fashion could be my passion. So I learned about it. I started doing hands-on experience with it and started hanging around fashionista people. And so that's how I got to where I am today in layman's terms.
Okay, so why do you think people try to be fashionable? Like, do you think people should try to be fashionable and keep up with the latest trends, or do you think
I think
they shouldn't?
certain people should try. I think everybody should stay in their own lane. Like I said previously, everybody has to wear fashion, so I definitely think you should find what works for you, what looks good for you, and also look at where you're at, what kind of job you have, what kind of lifestyle you have. You might have several kids, so you might not be able to wear high fashion all the time because of the price point, so you might not be able to wear something form-fitting because you have to be the soccer mom. So it really varies.
Okay, so we're talking about being fashionable. This is kind of a two-pronged question, because should we try to be fashionable, and what exactly is being fashionable? Because can it just be, I decide to wear this and I decide it's fashionable?
Well, being fashionable is probably for me being noticed. If you're fashionable, you're probably noticed. If people are not noticing exactly what you have on, you're not being fashionable, you're just wearing fashion. And 9 times out of 10, that runs the gamut of, are you fashionable or are you stylish? And a lot of people are not stylish, but they're fashion because they have to wear clothing. So
I kind of don't get that. Maybe the audience doesn't either, because I'm thinking fashionable, stylish.
Okay. It's sort of like in Philadelphia, we have style. In New York, they have fashion. In New York, they have Gucci. Here in Philadelphia, we have any label that we rock. We rock it with swag and style.
Right. And then style is?
Style is a confidence of the clothes that you have on that you bring out. Fashion is basically a label.
Okay, so then we don't necessarily, we can define our own terms of what fashionable is, right?
Term. Absolutely.
Okay, so when we're going off of that, how do you perceive someone who's walking down the street and you think that's not fashionable?
Well, I'm a stylist, so I'm a little harsh critic. But for the average person walking down the street, they probably think they like what they have on, and 9 times out of 10, they probably are suitable for what they're doing and who they are. But as a stylist, we're always enhancing. I'm always looking to enhance somebody.
And I'm positively sure that the audience probably is waiting for you to ask you some questions. So we're going to ask LaToya to come on and ask us some questions about what we have for Mr. Anthony Henderson.
Yeah, so first up, state your name for me.
Shamaya.
Hi, Shamaya. And what question might you have today?
Well, since we're going to talk about full-figure women, I would like to know, I'm a girl that has thick thighs, skinny legs. So would high socks that come up to your thighs, are those really fashionable for girls who have skinny legs and thick thighs?
Absolutely no. I think you should always hide your flaws. So you can always wear dark colors on the bottom. If your thighs are pretty thick, you want to camouflage them. So maybe you might want to do, and people say don't do a print. Maybe do a print, do a dark color, and that would help. But it's all in the eye of the beholder. And it all depends on the season, the time, the fabric, and how confident you are. If you're confident, you can rock anything.
Hi, what's your name?
Nia.
Hi, Nia. What question might you have for Anthony today?
Is it okay to wear like prints on prints, like different type of prints?
Yes, Nia, it's fashion, absolutely. And if you're in Dakota, of course you don't do that. But if you're in New York and Philly, you can. If you're in LA, you can. It all depends on where you're going and who you are. I wouldn't say do that during your 9 to 5, but definitely if you're going to rock that after 5 in the evening with your friends, your girlfriends, absolutely.
Hi, Deej. What question might you have for Anthony today?
With the prints, how do you know, piggybacking off of her, how do you know how far to go? I always, like I like to mix prints, but I feel like I go too far because I'm really tall, so everything that I wear is pretty noticeable. So how do I wear the prints without it being ridiculous?
Well, you heard the statement, before you leave out the house, take one thing off. Well, when it comes to prints, you should only have maybe 2 prints. Don't try to do 3 and 4 at the same time. Okay. Try to do 2, and make sure it's kind of relevant. Make sure that the color schemes still go.
Hi, Courtney, and what question might you have for Anthony today?
So as a young professional, when you're transitioning from college into the business aspect and being a full-figure woman, what's kind of some staples that you suggest that we have in our closet?
Absolutely. Well, if you want to be fashionable, definitely going into the workforce, you should definitely have that great pencil skirt, not with the high split, with actually no split, but definitely a pencil skirt, a white blouse, preferably silk, something luxurious, and you definitely should have those fitted, tailored blazers.
Yes, thank you so much. Did that answer your question? Yes, it did. All right, now back to you, Jess.
All right, thank you. So well, now we're gonna be going into a break, and we want you all to stay tuned after this.
Listen, y'all, when you love.
Don't go away. The Hype brings you music from today's featured artist, Raw Beauty. It's coming up next.
Listen, y'all, when you love. Statistics say your woman will go all in for the man she wants to put her heart in. Put distance in between her and her girlfriends. Quit a job cause love is more important. Statistics say your man will never leave his job. Too much pride on the thing on his mind. Gotta provide for you and I. There's nothing that I won't do to make you smile. They say a man will lose his love for life, yeah, but a woman would give her life for love. For love. I say no matter what it takes, no matter what they say, I would lose it all for us. I would lose it all. They say a man will lose his love for life, yeah, but a woman would give her life for love. I say no matter what it takes, no matter what they tell you, I would lose it all for us.
Cars, clothes, shoes don't matter. Priceless is your happiness, joy, life, and laughter. Cause you're not material, I'm not material. Everything that we share is bigger than what we know. Through the good and the bad, best to the worst. When it comes to this love, boo, I only put you first. And not a man or a job will come before you. Truly, I adore you. Try me and I'll show you.
Yeah. Love for life, but a woman would give her life for life.
I would give it all. Someone feels like the earth stops spinning every time.
Welcome back. We're still here with our guest, Mr. Anthony Henderson. So, Anthony, what do you have for us today?
What I have for you today, I have 2 lovely models. I know today is all about being hype, about full-figured fashion women. So I have some curvy, sexy women for you today.
Okay. Come on, we'll start with it now.
Well, let's bring out our first model. She is from TB7. As you can see, a big trend right now is leather. She is rocking the leather coat. Do you see the detail in this particular coat?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you can wear leather all year round because it's a big trend. Just wear it with a vibrant color, aqua, as you can see. And you can pair it.
That you can wear it all year round.
Well, it's because it's a trend. So it all depends on how you wear it. And this is a breakaway coat. I don't know if the model can show you just a little bit, one of the buttons that breaks away. And you could pair it with anything. And if you want to be daring, you could wear it in the evening with some shorts. But as you can see, she has it on with a pair of blue jeans. This designer really rocks it. He specializes in leather and fur, but today the leather is what's kicking it. And I love to bring trends to the forefront. In fashion, right now, is all about leather.
Love it.
So definitely.
And she has a leather skirt on.
See?
No one told me that it was leather day.
She has on all the whole trend, trust me.
Okay, so is that it for our first model?
Yes. That's our first model, and that was from TB7. Our next model is Chanel. And she has on, I believe this is a jumper. She's from our Smooches modeling agency. As you can see, full-figured women, you could wear the fitted clothes. You can see she's showing a little bit of skin. You could be daring with it. It's all about how you present. And definitely, what I want to talk about this outfit is that it's from Chanel, and she believes in, you have to have good undergarments. If you're going to have curves and be sexy, I don't care what size you are, undergarments go a long way. And
no one
also,
likes the crease.
No. And you can also pair it up with a belt. Belt helps you give you figure, curves, and confidence. It hides a lot. Trust me.
Like a thicker belt, thinner belt, or just a belt in general?
A thick belt for full-figured curvy women, definitely. It hides. It hides, as you can see. And you
Just want to make sure.
Yes. So those are the two models that I brought today. And one reason why I want to talk about full-figured is because that's what y'all talking about on the show. But full-figured in Philadelphia, especially and on the East Coast, is such a rage. I'm sure you saw it on the red carpet. A lot of people that are winning awards are full-figured. It's not about the size 2 anymore. And right here in Philadelphia, we're going to have a full-figure style week. So you could still be fashionable, stylish, and plus size, which is, they say is a dirty word, but let's say full-figured.
Full-figured, yes. Plus size kind of has a little dirty connotation
absolutely.
to it. All right, so now we're going to throw it over to Ms. LaToya, who will now have more questions for us.
Yes, thanks, Jess. And today we have with us the Executive Director for Full Figure Style Week in Philadelphia, Dr. Marquita. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to ask you a few questions because you know the topic is my topic for plus size fashion. So my first question for you is, what does the term plus size actually mean?
Oh, you know, that's an old term.
Okay.
Historically, there were standard sizes, which are your 0, 2, 4, 6, even 8. And then 10 on up was thought of as plus size. These days, they've extended plus size down to an 8, which is ridiculous. So really, when you think of plus size is average size.
Okay. Okay, good input on that one. So my next question is, what's the difference between being thick and being plus size?
Well, you know, thick is like a little urban term. You know, she's thick, you know, she fills out her clothes, meaning she's curvy. Plus size is, I think, the new, full-figured is the new term for the old plus size. And it means that there's a woman who is curvaceous, she's over a size, I think over a size 12, 16, 14, 20, a fuller framed woman.
Okay. All right, and the next question I have is, what are some plus size do's and don'ts as it relates to fashion?
You know, historically, women who were curvier tried to hide those curves, and they would wear fuller garments, you know, old school muumuus, you know, garments that didn't show your curves. And it's a definite don't to wear clothes that are larger than you are. You want something that accentuates your body, shows your curves, and show that you celebrate being a curvy woman.
And the summertime is approaching slowly but surely. And my question is, when I go out to find bathing suits, I'm kind of like nervous to go try on a bathing suit just because I am full figure. And I just wanted to ask you, what would make my experience more pleasurable?
First of all, you have to embrace your curve. Don't buy a bathing suit that's too tight or too big. You definitely want to make sure that you buy bathing suits that accentuate your body. So everybody has those suits that cinch your waist, that push up the girls, that accentuate your hips. And you want to make sure that you look at your body type as you select a suit for that particular frame.
And what are some good places to shop for plus size clothing? Because I find when I go shopping and I take my little sister who's kind of the average, so to speak, body type, and they have a plus size section for them, the difference in clothing is ridiculous. So where should you go to shop for plus size clothing?
You want to go everywhere. You don't want to stay in those standard stores that you see everywhere. Every city has the same 2 or 3 stores. You want to look online. You want to look at, and some of the department stores plus size, but you always want to mix that with boutiques. You want to mix that with some of the specialty online shops, and make sure that you create your own sense of style, not what they say your style should be.
That's a good point. I have 2 more questions. The first one is, do men really appreciate a plus size woman, or are they just more approachable than the average size woman?
Trust me, men appreciate a curvy woman.
I had to ask you. Okay. And the last thing, I want you to talk more about the Full Figure Style Week in Philadelphia. Give me some more insight on that, because I don't think a lot of people know about that.
Okay, I'm so excited that you asked me about that. Philadelphia Full Figured Style Week is October the 7th through the 12th, 2013, and we have a full week of workshops, seminars, full runway shows for women, for men. We're going to be doing a bridal show. We're going to be doing couture, evening. We're going to do bathing suits. It's going to be something for everyone, and it really is to get us all to embrace full beauty from the inside and out.
Okay. All right, so thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. You helped me out in so many ways. I can imagine what you did for the audience today. So now I'm going to throw it back to Jessica.
Okay, so we've got some of the do's and don'ts from that side of the way. So what are your do's and don'ts?
Now you can see why I made her the executive director,
yes.
right?
Yes, I do.
Well, my do's and don'ts is I believe that everybody should wear proper undergarments.
Yes.
Undergarments go a long way. I don't care what size you are, whether you're size 0 or you're full figured. So that is one of my pet peeves, is that undergarments, have good undergarments. If you're going to spend any money on your outfit, start with the undergarments. You could buy a pair.
Many people don't realize that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of girls, I think, we need to get fittings for everything that we have on.
And that old saying, take one thing off before you walk out the door, that still stands. That still applies to us in this day and era.
Yes.
And time.
What does that mean, though? I'm sorry. What does
Take
that
one thing off. It means you go look in the mirror and say, I have on this, that. I could do without one. Which one should I take off? And when you take that one off, you'll probably be perfect.
Okay, so we have to be conscious of before we walk out the door, that we look at ourselves and think, not too much, not too little, go down the line and think do's, don'ts, or not at all, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Please stay tuned. Right after this, we're going to be going to Blush with our special segment.
You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women on Comcast Channel 66, Philly Cam.
Hi, I'm Karen Hunt. I'm the producer and host of Reproductive Justice Now on Philly Cam.
Hey, I'm Earl.
I'm Ryan.
You can watch our show from the ground up on Philly Cam Channel 66.
Verizon FIOS Channel 29 every Wednesday.
Hello, my name is Michael Knight. I'm the RC Guru, the producer for the show Dialed in RC here at Philly Cam, the RC Speed Channel. Booyah!
Hey, I'm Mike D, producer of Real Black TV, and you can watch it here on Philly Cam.
Hi, good afternoon. We are getting together, preparing for
What's up, y'all? It's your girl EVE here, and you're watching The Hype on Comcast Channel 66, Philly Cam.
Why can't I see? Why can't I see? Why can't I see? Why can't I see? Why
Today's current event segment focuses on the uptick in gun controversy in our country. As we focus on this topic, the irony that Michelle Obama attended Hadiya Pendleton's funeral 4 days after what would have been Trayvon Martin's 18th birthday is not lost on us. In very simple terms, the gun violence debate seems to be painted into three broad boxes: inner city drug dealers who are killing each other over drug turf, mentally ill individuals who are committing mass murders, and last but not least, law-abiding citizens whose rights are being trampled upon. First, the reality of inner city gun violence is that it is a function of drug dealing. These communities are further undermined by the snitches get stitches mindset. In the cities of Camden and Philadelphia last year, they lost more than 400 residents to gun violence. However, the catch-22 is the conversation rarely switches from criticism to one of compassion and meaningful strategies when we talk about how violence affects these communities as well as poverty. Next, as we look at how mentally ill individuals are able to commit mass murders, we cannot overlook the access issue. Whether it is gun control for mentally ill individuals or drug dealers, access is in part the problem. And it is the holes in our access systems that have given rise to Sandy Hook, Columbines, and all of the mass shootings that have taken place in between. So as we think about how to approach gun violence in these two groups, in fact, what we have to do is also look at how it might affect law-abiding citizens. As we do that, however, we cannot ignore, at least we should not, how we all get on the same page about what a threat really is. Are we really willing as a country to ignore the racism that allowed George Zimmerman to become George Zimmerman? Finally, as city dwellers, we must ask ourselves where we stand on the issue. We shouldn't blindly and emotionally buy into the us versus them debate. Recently, in the city of Atlanta, a mother of two 9-year-old boys was attacked in her home. Thankfully, she had a gun.
Thank you, Blush. That is it for our show today. We'd like to thank our DJ Super, and our special guest, Anthony Henderson. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you would like to learn more about the music today, or if you would like to be a member of our studio audience, please join us on our website, clayphilly.com, to learn more about our Healthy Lifestyles Workshop. And also, I here am your guest, Jessica Charles, here for Latoya, Vanessa, and the whole team. Thank you for watching The Hype. We'll see you next time.
Good looking now, G. Very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious